Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sigvaldo here, and this is a video where I want to make a few things clear, admit a mistake that I have indeed made, and kind of clear some things out. And this video will be as little as possible about Jigsaw. I'll maybe mention him near the end, but it will mostly be about what I think about my YouTube channel in general and about my interaction with you, my audience. So that's where we are going to get into. And we're going to start with the stuff I got wrong. First of all, the first thing I got wrong was the tone of the video. Like, you know how I try to make every video a little bit fun, a little bit interactive? Well, I went overboard with this one and I didn't realize it, and after I have posted it, not after I have posted, like today I looked at it again after many of you have raised those points, and yeah, I do look like a jerk, and this video could have definitely been done without me doing that. It could have been just a constructive criticism video. I went too hard on it on my attempt to be funny and I sounded like a jerk, so that's the biggest mistake. And for any of you who have criticized me for that, you are totally right, and thank you for pointing that out. The other mistake that I did is that this is not the content that you guys are subscribed to. Even though I thought this was kind of relatable in terms of the content I made, and it would not piss you off so much if I covered it, many people pointed out, well, this is not the content I subscribe for, even if I do or do not agree with you. And I'm like, well, that's a very fair point. You did not subscribe for this type of content, and I can't find any flaw, any bad thing in not supporting me while pursuing this content. I totally agree with that, and I totally understand your point. Next up, I did not expect this to blow up so much. Like, this blew way out of proportion, and it was indeed my fault that it did, because it's all related to me being a jerk. Because whenever there's something that is so drama-oriented like this, even though it didn't have to be, I made it be, by mistake most part, because I didn't expect it to really end up like this, and I didn't really see things clearly at first. And yeah, it did blow up much more than I could have expected and could have liked. And this led to another thing that was very bad, people picking sides. And this was a very, very bad issue. Like, look, I appreciate the people who did support me, I have no grudge against people who did not support me, but I didn't want any of it. I did not want you to support me, I didn't want you to support Jigsaw necessarily, I did not want you to support neither both of us, neither one of us, neither of us. This was not something like Sigvald versus Jigsaw, it was just me pointing out the mistakes in a video, but I guess the tone that I did them on, it seemed like very provocative, so that's why you felt the need to pick sides. But I just want to make something clear. When you open the YouTube app, it's up to you what you watch. It's up to you to decide what you enjoy to watch, it's up to you to decide what you find helpful, and it's up to you to decide what is worth your time. So if you think that something is worth watching, then you should definitely watch it no matter what other people say. So yeah, and a point that I still do stand by is not regretting making the video. I do not regret making the video, I regret the way I made it in. This is still a video that has, for the most part, valid points, but the way I have delivered them was very lackluster and very badly done, just to be short. Now let's get into some points that I want to go over. This is going to be comments of you guys pointing out some issues and some opinions on this from the video, from my community post and from Jigsaw's community post. And I'm going to address it here for everybody pretty much to see and everybody to hear my opinion on them. So, first of all, somebody said that I am not the one to call people out because I did wrong things myself. Yeah. So what? I would have loved in the past to get called out by people when I did some terrible videos. Like, I cringed so much just by thinking about the best combo builder video that I made some time ago. But there were barely people critiquing that. I received mostly positive feedback, and now looking back at the video, having a better knowledge of the game, I do regret making it, and I'll most likely redo it. And yeah, this might be the case with a lot of my past videos, but I'm doing myself to get better. I really appreciate your feedback, and I appreciate the critique when you critique me and when you call me out for getting something bad. Look, I'm going to give you a quick example. Did any of you know that I had a video at some point on how to earn gems? No, not how to earn gems, how to earn credits. I did make at some point at the start of my YouTube channel a video on how to make credits. I posted it, and then I forgot about like two major things, and somebody pointed that out. I deleted it, and then I posted it again, and I still forgot about one major thing, and I was like, no, I'm done with this subject. Right now I'm unable to cover it. We'll see in the future. So yeah, I do listen to your feedback, and I do very much appreciate it, and to your critique. So, and yeah, that's pretty much. I'm not perfect myself. I have many flaws that you might have found some in this video, the previous video that I have made. But yeah, I'm kind of working on those, and I appreciate your guys' feedback. Next up is the fact that I have no right to use somebody else's name and content. Look, if you're posting something online, by default that is subject to criticism. Either it be a Facebook post that somebody does an angry react to, either it be a Twitter post that somebody retweets, either be a video that somebody else makes a video on. If you don't want your subject being criticized, then you have the right to keep it to yourself. But as long as you expose it into a public place, like YouTube has become more or less a public place, then you will be subject to criticism. So yeah. The thing that I did to get into more legal stuff, if you want to, falls under the section 107 of the Copyright Act signed in 1976, and allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. So yeah, going over how moral or unmoral what I did was, and going over the fact that it was wrongly done. In theory, I do have every right to do what I did. But yes, it was done poorly, and yes, it could have been done better. So yeah, next topic that I will really like to go over is shaming people for other builds. And I'm not really doing that because of the look. There's the next situation. You are going to yourself want to build Kilnflint Sakoman, for example, as a tank. You want to build Kilnflint Sakoman as a full tank. And if you do that, and if you still enjoy your character, then I have absolutely no problem with you at that point. You are fulfilling the role of the game, and which is enjoyment. But if you are going to say to an audience of 4,000 people or something, guys, do full tank Kilnflint Sakoman because this is the most optimal thing, then I will have a problem with that, because well, this might be the thing that works for you and might be the thing that is most fun for you. Because it's not optimal, it's going to be less likely than the optimal thing is to cause the most amount of fun to most people. So yeah, that's the big difference. I have no problem with you. Follow whoever's build you want. Follow your own builds, as long as you're having fun, man. But when this is directed to a higher amount of people, then there's a problem, and it's not like build shaming. I have no problem with how Jigsaw builds his characters. He can do whatever build he wants, as far as I care. Okay, next point was a thing that some people pointed out, talking in private about this. So yeah. First of all, I'm not sure that would have solved things at all, because, okay, let's make something clear, but I will not get into detail about this, and I never intended to get into detail about this, and I will not unless I have to. But me and Jigsaw are not friends anymore. So, getting over this, even when we were on good terms and he would post a video, I would try to do the sandwich method. Do you know what the sandwich method is? Like, when you want to point out something that you want someone to change or something that was bad, do the following. You take a good thing about that thing, then you do the bad thing, and then you say another good thing, and you make a sandwich. But you point out the thing in the middle, like, look, this might be better in another way. And I tried that many times. I tried to point out some things that might be better, not necessarily wrong about his view, but might be better. And his answer all the time was, all you can do is critique. Like, everything that is not kissing his ass is going to be hate and hateful comments. That's his opinion on that. So yeah, let's get over it. I said I will not talk about that, but yeah, this is why this was not solved in private, and at the same time this was not a personal issue, so it did not really need to be solved in private. Next up is the I had no right to call another YouTuber out. As I said again, it's a public thing, it's subject to criticism, I have every right to do so, and if you're thinking like this, you are creating a dangerous things to go by in the future. If nobody is able to call another YouTuber out for something, then how can we evolve as a community? How can we evolve as a society to a higher extent? Because it's good to point out people's mistakes, because they might get better. Of course, don't do it like I did, because I did it wrong. But generally speaking, it's good to critique people and point out their mistakes, not in a harmful way, of course, in order for them to get better. So, YouTubers having no right to call other YouTubers out is just out of this world, man. Like, are you even watching something outside the Injustice 2 Mobile community? Because this happens all the time. This happens all the time, and it does not necessarily happen on righteous YouTubers calling out bad YouTubers. It happens on generally good YouTubers calling out other generally good YouTubers that have done a mistake. And usually it is for the benefit of the both parts. Next up is a lot of people that were pointing out, oh my god, after this I'm going to unsubscribe to you. Well, that's up to you. As I have said, you are the own judge of what you like to watch. And if you feel like unsubscribing to me after this, then you can feel free to do it. But we will get into that thing later when I have a section at the end dedicated to specifically my subscribers. Next, some other YouTubers who made comments on this were Alter Gaming and King Neil. Alter Gaming commented about it on the live stream. I agree with most of his points, except talking about it in private. This was not the case. And he made a video where we were babies and we were fighting. Yeah, I really do appreciate trying to make this smaller all the way to a joke. This is a good approach, and I really do appreciate that. And I agree with most of the points you made. And at the end of the day, that video is pretty accurate. This is how it ended up happening, even though this was not, I did not predict this or intend this. And King Neil had one of the most neutral comments I have seen in my life, and congratulations for pulling that off, man. And you said that both sides had their wrongs. I can say for sure that I had my wrongs. The other side of it is left to your judgment. Also some crazy stuff, like somebody posted the whole event, documented the whole event on Reddit, even though that post didn't get popular, but nevertheless he did that. He documented the whole event, explaining how through a theory of conspiracy, this is going to be the end of the Injustice 2 Mobile community brought by my video. Okay, now getting into a little bit of things about Jigsaw, though I'm going to be fast about this because, as I said, this video is not mainly about him. As I said, we are not friends anymore, and I won't give personal details on that unless I have to. The thing that he mentioned on stealing subs and views, it's simply not how YouTube works, and for that matter, not how capitalism works. And for that matter, because of my video, you got more videos to your video, if you think about that. And the thing about sending people towards spreading hate, well, I'm not sure about that. I didn't see hateful comments towards your video. After that, you had like 3 additional dislikes compared to when I made the video, but also a lot of additional likes. So yeah, I think you're making too much of a big thing about this, though I was indeed wrong about the way that I approached this. But nobody's sending people towards you to hate you. I never said that people should go ahead and dislike the video. I never sent them to comment bad stuff. I never told them to unsubscribe to you. And yes, at the start we did help each other. You helped me a lot when I started my channel, and you helped me grow. And I helped you with your channel even before I started YouTube, and you can't either deny that. So yeah, we both pretty much helped each other to grow our YouTube channels, but that does not mean that we are stuck in a state where we should forever suck each other off for that. And that's the thing I want to make very clear. The fact that you helped me and I helped you too is not something that you could point out in a situation like this. You could have made many more points to put me in a bad light or to express your point of view, but this is not one of them. So yeah, and the last thing that I have to say about Jigsaw, I'm very sorry for the way I did the video, but I'm not sorry for making it. I'm sorry for the way that I structured it, for the way that I approach it. I'm sorry for being rude and maybe being a jerk, but I'm not sorry for making it. Okay, and next up is going to be a few points that I'll discuss about and with you, my subscribers. First of all, you watch whatever you want, and I also said this in the beginning. You are the master of your free time. If you enjoy my content, watch it. If you enjoy Jigsaw's content, watch it. If you don't enjoy none of our content, watch something else. You should decide this for yourself. You shouldn't pick sides and stuff like that. Even though I should have predicted people will do this, you should just make your own opinion about things. And this was not a video about you shouldn't watch Jigsaw. This was just pointing out some mistakes in the video of Jigsaw. He does have some other very useful videos that will help you. And I do also have other videos that are not rants where I go too far, so you might find that helpful. So don't let anybody decide for yourself. Be the own judge of that. Okay, and next time is that I really appreciate your guys' feedback, because some people supported me, some people did not support me, but they made a very good point in supporting me. So yeah, thank you very much for the people who supported me into this, and thank you even more for the people who pointed out my flaws. Because without so many people pointing out the flaws in this video, I wouldn't have really made this response and wouldn't have kind of apologized. So yeah. This was a learning experience for me, and I'm trying to do my best to learn from my mistakes. And thank you a lot for the feedback. That's pretty much all I can say. Yeah, if you want to subscribe after that video to my channel for one, let's say, misguided and bad-handled video. And you think that one video is more important or more useful than all the other videos that I have provided to you so far, then nobody's going to stop you. Go ahead and unsubscribe. Nobody's telling you to unsubscribe to me. Nobody's telling you to unsubscribe to Jigsaw or subscribe to each other, any of us. You are the own judge of that, and you should make a judgment. If you think this bad outweighs the good, then by all means, sir, you are free to go. So yeah, this was everything for this one. I am sorry I started all this. Yet again, I say I'm not sorry for making that video, but I have definitely poorly managed it. And the good thing that has come out of this, in my opinion, is of course the learning experience for me, at the very least, and the fact that I have managed to realize that many of my past videos were flawed, and I will work on remaking some videos, especially the build guides. Like before the solo raids, I was just doing level 60 build guides on everything because I was like, well, if you want to get them to 70, it's okay, but you don't have to. But now that solo raids are up, you kind of need level 70 characters after you get 16 at level 60. So pretty much all the builds except the Black Manta one, that's the most recent one, pretty much needs to be redone now with the level 70 gears in mind and the new artifacts. So yeah, there will be a lot of work to do, but I'll do my best to provide you with the best I can. So yeah, this was everything for this one. Thank you for watching, thank you for supporting the channel, and hopefully after this we can get to things on a more positive note and get over this whole debacle. So yeah, see you in the next one. Oh, and one more thing, I'm doing this just because of the fact that I did realize my mistakes, but I'm not doing this to just save up the scraps after I did a huge blunder, because, to be honest, I think I did benefit more than I lost from making that video, even though it was a misguided video. Like, there were a lot of comments that were like, delete this before you start bleeding subscribers. And to be fair, usually I get 30 subscribers a day. Yesterday I gained just 17. So yeah, I did suffer a bit in terms of subs, but it's no big deal. I did this because I admit my fault, not because I want to avoid consequences. Yeah, this was it. See ya.